Ambassador. Here we are. Good. Please have a seat. Okay, guys, thank you very much.
Have a seat. We're going to say a few. No, we're not going to do that. What a pleasure to be here with New Zealand, Chile, to talk about trade. I think one of the things that we've seen in discussions around trade around the world is that progressives don't often talk about trade as being really important. And obviously it's important for growth, but it's also important to make sure that how we make sure that the benefits of that growth really reach everyone, whether we're talking about labor standards, protection of the environment, inclusion of indigenous people and marginalized peoples. These are the kinds of things that we have to talk more about, and I'm very, very pleased to be with Jacinda and Sebastian to talk about how we're engaging. We're each of us specific countries from different parts of the Pacific, and how we move thoughtfully forward in creating growth that benefits all our people through trade and other measures is something I'm always very excited to talk about.
Thank you very much. Well, I fully agree with what has been said by Justin. And there's something which is very important. We need to prove and convince everybody that trade will be good for everybody. And if some people think that they will be left out or behind, trade will not be powerful enough to move forward. And therefore, we need to not only convince people, but also to take all the decisions in order to guarantee that more trade and better trade will be to the benefit of all the groups, particularly those groups that are reluctant about trade, which in our country are small firms and native people.
I absolutely concur. You know, I think in New Zealand we've had the experience that globalisation, the opening up of trade, the reduction of barriers hasn't benefited everyone equally. And that means that trade, and I think could be said, has lost a bit of its social licence. That's certainly been some of our early experience and some of the discussion around, for instance, the CPTPP. We came away from that absolutely committed to rebuilding the trade agenda and making sure that it delivered prosperity for a greater number of New Zealanders, and I know that's something that we all share in common. So we've launched a Trade for All agenda. At home in New Zealand at the moment, we're out there asking New Zealanders what they want to see from future free trade agreements, and we want to model what prosperous trade that benefits and creates a more inclusive society and lifts everyone up more generally, what it would look like. Again, I think we share the view, and we've tried to embed in our trade agreements environmental protections, labour standards. We want that extra benefit for Indigenous New Zealanders, which is what we've managed to push before, and small to medium-sized enterprises and women. So together, we share those values. We're promoting that globally together. And I really look forward to a future opportunity, a trade for all discussion. I think we have plans to do something more formal, I think, to really lock in this agenda that we share.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much.
Oiga, ¿durmió o no durmió?
Thank you.